Of varieties of hybrids and a large selection of plastic types, and there's some chemical trials as well. So just pay particular attention to a variety that you may like to use next year, or look at the variety that you have at home and compare it to the variety that's here on the trial, and you'll learn as much as we will. So you can follow me across the road. There's a large group. It's going to be very difficult for people to see the varieties and things. So try and hook in as close as you can, and we'll walk across the road then. All the varieties that you're going to see around the corner now are all going to be cut and weighed in the next few days and tested for starches, dry matters, etc. So if you follow me up here, I'll pass you over to Andy Stainthorpe. Andy Stainthorpe is the pioneer salesman for all of Northern Europe and Ireland and England, and he's going to give a little chat about the different varieties.
It's one of 20 to 30 trial sites we have in the UK and Ireland. And this goes towards producing a data set for us every year to help explain to you how our different hybrids perform and importantly where they're adapted. And on both sides of the aisleway here you'll see different hybrids. I'm going to talk about maybe 4 or 5, 6 of them as we go up the aisleway here, and as we talk about each one, try and bring out 1 or 2 different things that you might find interesting. The first one on the right hand side here is a hybrid called A98. So it's worth saying that the Samco system allows us to sell you genetics that we otherwise would not be able to. A98 is an example of a hybrid that you could not mature in Ireland without the plastic. It just wouldn't be possible. So the heat that the Samco system generates means that we can exploit the genetic potential in a hybrid like A98. So it's a large stature, big yielding hybrid. And this is an example of a hybrid that's a nice balance between yield and maturity. We're always on this challenge to produce something early enough with the biggest possible yield. And 7905 does just that. It's a good combination of those 2 traits. It comes through the plastic well. We're looking for these hybrids that will enjoy the climate under the film.
We're up as far as the plastic trials now. Obviously, with the film, we have many different formulations and many choices of film types and degradants, and there's plenty available on the market today, but we have to choose a film and a formulation of a film. It's like making a cake. You have to understand there's a degradant in there to degrade it, there's colorants in there so we can identify it, and there's slots and pinholes for different markets. The reason we have so many different types is because we have so many different markets. Some countries want a film to keep the temperature in. If we go to a country like Italy where we have some business, they want to keep the water in. We want to keep it out. So I mean, there's all different types that people want.
The third link in the chain is of course the herbicides. Samco and Shine's Agri are doing continuous work also on the herbicides. Stomp Aqua and Calaris, and Stomp Aqua mixed with Wing P. A lot of people wouldn't be familiar with Wing P. It's new to the market. It's I suppose working out slightly cheaper than the Calaris, and we're getting very good results with it.
There's 12,162 samples going to be taken. So to give you an idea of the scale of information we have from all over the world, from the different regions of film, herbicides and variety types. So we let him drive up along and make a bit of noise. You can see inside in the cabin, there's a weigh cell, like a weigh wagon, or like a diet feeder. And on the yellow hopper that we modified specially, we can weigh each trial plot, and it's recorded in the cab then to say how many kilos each trial plot was, so we can compare individually and do duplicates and so on. The next machine is the Samco field lift. Maize is a deep rooting plant, and it likes to get down into the ground and get the moisture and get the nutrients that are available. This one just is a 3-leg for tillage. There's a grassland version inside, and everything is attachable depending what version you want. You want to open the ground and let the water away for the winter time. Water is the catalyst, but you need oxygen also, and the worms, of course, are the Earth's natural subsoilers. So if you can let oxygen into the ground for the winter time, it allows a lot more activity in the soil for the worms, which means it opens up the ground again, leaves oxygen in, and gets a better usage of the manure and the slurries than over the winter time. So you can see here it's all hydraulically on the back for the lovely Irish stones we have. You can see the legs bouncing up and down, and also then because it can move left and right, it doesn't root the ground up underneath and allows the stones to stay. You can see the way it's bulging the soil up, raising up the soil and cracking the hard pan. We'd like to go below the plough pan because that's the 8 or 10 inches that have been ploughed all the time, and below that we want to crack the pan to allow the roots and the water to drain off over the winter time.
With the quotas going, the bag press is an ideal way of buffer feeding maize or whole crop or brewer's grain so that we don't have a lot of waste. The principal idea is very simple. You put the stuff in the top and it comes out the bottom, you know. So what there is an auger at the full length underneath the bagger, and the auger pushes all the maize out the back into the bag. We then, of course, have to be able to pressurize the bag. We pressurize the bag by using the 2 paddles that are sticking to the 2 back wheels of the tractor. We can push those paddles tighter in against the back wheels of the tractor, which in turn will create pressure back here to make the bag tighter.